up here. I want it to need it to log out. And I'm gonna send Brother Keith, I'm gonna send you an invitation to get into Soundtrap.
Is he there? I think he got disconnected again.
How dare he? There we go. All right. So we are recording. And let me turn the sound down on this. Okay, that is down. Okay. And let me share this, get ready to share the screen. And light. And come on. And we got this. And right. You guys in. Did you see an invitation, an invite?
To pick what you want.
Okay, who you talking about me? Did I get an invitation?
I invited you.
Hold on. Soundtrap invite, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Accept that. And
am I able to get into it from my laptop, this invite? Because I wanted to use the iPad for just what do you call it? Zoom. Is that possible?
yeah, absolutely.
So how do I accept your invite from my laptop?
You can go to your email. I just sent it to your email.
Oh, okay. Oh, my regular email. Okay.
Yeah, VM Gray 66.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yes. Hold on. Join the project. Okay.
And let me share
this. I'll get out of here.
Window.
Oh Lord.
No, that's not what I want. Here we go, Brave browser. Share that.
I don't want that. I don't want that.
Share.
Okay.
Again.
All right. All right. Untitled song. Let's get started. Okay.
Okay. And
Yeah.
You said let her know that you.
I'm doing it.
Oh.
there we go. Okay, you should see I'm sharing let's see, did it follow through? Hello?
I'm here.
Sharing, pause.
Who's that?
Stop share, resume share.
No, that's him.
That's who?
That's Brother Douglas.
I changed windows because I wanted to be able to look into the window because it looks funny when I'm not.
Okay.
All right. So me get the participants window.
I don't look like him.
And that's the participants window. And let me get the chat window over there. And we are ready to go.
Different.
So what happens is every time I add something, if you can see, I'll go, if you want any music or any tracks like loops or anything like that, you go to the top purple,
Mm-hmm.
with the notes, and you have the loop, and it comes out with the loop buttons. Now, this section is divided into two kinds of things. It's divided into kind of instruments and genre. So you can choose either genre. So if we want hip hop or sound effects, R&B, pop, rock, EDM, jazz, or anything like that, you have those choices. However, if you decide that you just want a piano, you can click on piano and you can play actually any one of these. If you just hit, you hear that? Can y'all hear that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure. So let's say if we wanted that piano part. So if you double click on it, it'll create a track. So that's how easy it is for us. So we call this create dream. I don't know. I'm just making up anything. So I saved it. Now, all you have to do is, if anytime, because we're sharing this project, so anytime you see, anytime I save, you'll see a sync button come up, and all you have to do, or it'll bing you also. And once you do that, you'll have the same thing that I have on mine. So this is how we can work together. So if I want a bass guitar, for instance, or let me get rid of the piano, boom. And I want bass. I'm just picking anything. I'm not really paying attention to what it is. And if you can either drag onto, you can either drag onto the actual track, or you can double click it and it automatically show up. So I'm saving this, and you should get a sync. Now, one thing I just wanted to mention, if you notice, there's two kinds of tracks. If you sync the track already, you'll notice there's two types of tracks that have been created. One is an audio track, okay? The reason why it's an audio track is because it's just like if somebody sang or anything like that. And when let me see, edit name.
Can you resave that? Can you resync that? I think. No.
Hold on. I have to do something. I'll make it longer and then save it again.
So should I see the same thing that's on your screen? Because I don't. So I
Yes, you should. Once you sync it, you should have the same thing that's on my screen.
I don't. Do I have?
What over there?
Oh, I have to save it on my end too. Okay. No.
Well, you can save it on your end, and then I get to sync what you have.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I was just trying to make mine look like yours, but it doesn't. Okay.
Hold on. I'm syncing what you have because you saved yours. Yeah, you added a track, right?
Okay, yeah, but I
Now we
believe,
look the same because I didn't sync.
okay,
So every time each one of us syncs, I didn't have my collaborator window open. So I didn't see that you had changed and added another track. So the point is that anytime either one of us changes anything, you'll get a button that shows up that I changed. And if I save it, you'll see a button show up that I saved it and I changed something. So all you have to do is sync it and bingo, you have it. But
okay,
back to, these are called regions. What I'm clicking on, each one of these are called regions. These regions can be added like just like this by dragging it.
mhm,
And what I'm dragging is, if you look at, if when you just kind of roll over it, you'll see a curved or circular arrow come up. All
mhm,
you do is just go right over that circular arrow and your cursor turns into a circular arrow. Then you press down and you can drag it. That
okay,
makes that longer. So here's your
mhm,
measures at the top, okay? And we can actually sync it to the measure. So now we're at the 18th measure with this track,
didn't go that far.
okay? Um, and and up above, up above it is the, I just want to change, I just want to delete that track. Hold on. I just synced it again. You heard that, right?
Mhm,
So now we only have two tracks. So the top track that you're looking at is a MIDI track. What MIDI is, those are actual notes. And when you double click on it, like I just did, you can actually see the notes. We can actually change those notes. So that's the basic. So if I want to change that bass note, oh yeah, another thing is on the left side over here, if you want to just hear this track, the bass track, click on the headphones,
mhm,
and that's like a solo button. It would be called a solo button.
mhm,
The speaker, the little speaker with the X, that
mhm,
would actually mute that track, meaning that it would turn that track off. It doesn't get rid of it, but it'll turn the track off. So you won't hear it. So right now, if I did this, all you're gonna hear is the keyboard. But if I put it on solo, all you're gonna hear is the bass part. So a lot of times, there's been a lot of times that people can't, they say, I can't hear the track, I can't hear the track. But when you
mhm.
look on the left, what they've done is they muted one of the tracks so they can only hear, they may
That
have
part.
10 tracks, but they've soloed one of the tracks so they can't hear all
Mhm,
the rest of them. So
okay,
if you're not hearing what you think you should be hearing, always look to the track head. And that's what this is called on the left-hand side. It's called the track head. Okay. In this track head, you will find your recording button. So we could actually record if we have a keyboard or anything like that. We can actually record onto this track. We have the volume for the track. We have the solo, the mute button, and we have an automation. Now, this automation, what this does, if we can actually automate a pan, so you won't hear it because we're not uh, our Zoom is not stereo. But if I did like this, the bass would be going from right to left, right to left.
oh,
So
okay,
as this flows through, it would turn the pan to the left and then to the right and then back to the left. You see what I mean?
mhm,
So if we want to go back to like it was, all you have to do is Control Z on a computer or Command Z on a Mac, and you just keep on going until it's gone and it's back to zero. We can click on that X and delete automation, Yes. And we deleted the automation. You can automate also volume, and you can do sweeps. Sweeps are when we pan
Is it picking that
when
up?
we
Yeah.
pan things like filters and stuff, but we would get into that later. Okay, but I'm just trying to show you around right now of the different things. To get rid of this automation track, all we do is re-click this button and bingo, you're right back to where everything would be. Okay, so we can stretch out, again, we can stretch out this pattern to repeat itself 2 times. This purple line that's above it that you see me clicking on and off, that's a loop. What that does is loop everything. So by looping it, what that means is that it's going to play out to here and then go back and start again to the beginning. Okay, so we can actually turn that off by clicking on it, or we can see there's a little round circle over here. We can click on that. It does the same thing, clicks it on and off. This magnet is really, if you really think about it, it kind of makes sense because it's like a magnet. What it's doing is it's making sure that we lock into a beat. So when I'm dragging these, it's locking me into a beat. If I take this off, then I'm free to go in between. I'm free to move anywhere I want. It's not going to give you that little notch feel. So I can be a little bit off, like right there. And I may want that. So I might have to turn off the magnet or that locks it into the grid. Okay. But right now I want the grid because I want it to line up. The same thing with the audio file. So I'm saving it so you can have the same thing that I have. Okay. Now, so we have regions.
Well, Douglas,
Yes.
even though you saved it, mine's not adjusting. What do I have to do on my end to say, you
have to sync. Hold on.
I don't have a sync button or anything.
Did you save yours?
It's not giving me the option to save.
Are you
it just said,
you're on the iPad?
I'm on my laptop.
Oh, you're on your laptop. Okay. At the top, you see where it says file, edit, settings, tutorials. Yeah. Then you have the go back and undo and redo. Next to that is the save button.
Right, but it's not highlighted for me.
It's grayed out, right?
Yeah.
Right, so you don't have to save anything. I'm going to change something and then I'm going to save it. Okay.
Okay.
And
so my screen should look like yours, but it doesn't.
Did you sync it? I just sent.
How am I supposed to sync it?
The collaborator. See the collaborators? The blue button. Click that out and you should see sync in there.
Oh, sync. Okay. Okay. That's what I was looking for. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wasn't clear about that.
Okay. Sync. Yep. Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, you can sync again because I changed a couple things.
Okay.
So that's important, for us to know too. That's cool. So like I said, so these are the things that we deal with. We deal with regions. So we can cut regions. If you right click on a region, you can split a region and you'll split it wherever this cursor is at on the timeline. So if I put it right there and I right click, or I have a Mac, so I can use Command E, or on a Windows computer, you use Control E, right? Or you right click on the region itself, and you can choose it from there, or you can choose edit, and nope, you don't see it there. Okay, but you can right click on it and you can split it. So as you can see, I just split the region, and then let's say I split the region and I deleted it from that. And I'm going to sync this for you. Yep. So now when you play this, it's going to have a break. It's probably off beat because I didn't care about the beat or anything. See, the bass stopped. So you see how you can control things based on the regions. So a lot of times if you want to make a break in something, then you just cut the region, and that's like having that musical break, or you can have a buildup or different things like that. Let me see. Yep. And so that's why we have regions. The other thing, so now with audio tracks, okay, let me go back into regions. Here, can y'all see this? Where my, okay, these are the actual notes that bass is playing. Okay. So when I move one of these notes, and now it'll sound, hold on, let me get to the beginning. And I'm gonna mute, I'm gonna just solo this track. See, so I changed one of the notes around. I'm putting it out. I'm putting it out of rhythm, but I'm doing that purposely so you can hear the difference. So you can control the notes that the bass is playing. Actually, you can rewrite the actual bass notes. We can also play it in. So I have a keyboard that's hooked up, but you can actually use the computer keyboard. If you look at the notes where I'm seeing, what I just did was I double clicked. Hold on a second. Let me just go back. Okay.
Since you can't log in. Hi, Jordan.
Hey, how's it going? I was finally able to get in my. I'm doing good.
It's my husband call. That's the call.
Hey, Carl, how you doing?
I'm doing good. You?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
That's good.
He's my instructor Tuesday night.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Okay. So if you click on the track, the piano roll, this is called the piano roll where we saw those notes in. We can actually put notes in, click them anywhere. And those are actual notes on the keyboard. If you look on the left, you'll see the keyboard. And this is going to sound crazy. This is going to be crazy sounding. So I'm just writing in notes anywhere. However, the coolest thing is, even though you may not have a keyboard, a mini keyboard, if you click on, this was the piano roll. If you click on the instrument, you can actually click on here with your mouse, or you can use your keys on the computer. If you see down here, Z, S is these are I'm playing it on my computer right now using my computer keyboard. which is pretty cool. If you look at the actual keyboard, you'll see that it gives you it tells you which letters on your computer keyboard match these notes.
Oh, okay.
You see where it's written on the
Mhm.
actual notes. So
Mhm.
I can actually like I know that's a that's a G sharp, that's a B flat, that's an A, and so forth. So we can actually play the keyboard we can actually play parts using the keyboard. So if we wanted to rewrite this part, you could actually rewrite it by hitting record, and it gives you a countdown. Wait, I don't have any drums, so let me use the metronome. The metronome is down at the bottom, and that keeps the time, so we could actually hear the beat.
But she can't log in.
Turn it up. Okay, now I can hear it thing. All right. So if I want to record something, I can record okay, I'm just gonna record anything. So if I go back to the piano roll, you see that I actually recorded notes using my keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
And I can actually play it back. Now, I was out of rhythm again because my computer is really taxed right now, but I can bring all these back to the beginning, to the beginning beat. And the other reason why I showed you this is because I wanted to also show you there's what we call quantize. Quantize is putting everything onto the grid. So we quantize, I can quantize to an eighth note, to a 16th note. It's just smaller bits to be able. So think of when we think of measures in music, think of taking a cake, a pound cake, right? Now the pound cake, think of that whole pound cake as a measure, right? A musical measure. So we could, if we got a lot of folk, we got to divide that thing up into 16 pieces because we got 16 people. You see what I mean? So we slice it separately. So that's what 16th notes are. If we got 8 people and, then we can get larger slices, thicker slices. If we have some 3-4 people like me, you, Maxine, and Pastor. Oh, be quiet. Did you hear that?
What she say?
I don't understand. You said we're gonna have slices of pizza. Siri's got an attitude. But anyway, we got to talk later.
Oh, that was Siri?
That was Siri. Yeah, she said I don't understand. She want her slices. Anyway, that's not cool. But anyway, so why I'm looking up, because I got y'all on the upper screen. Hey, here, there we go. So let's say we have 4 people, you, me, Maxine, and Pastor. Then we could slice that we can get fat. You know what I mean? We could slice it up into 4 pieces. So that's what quantizing does. Quantizing helps us to get the notes and put them into those pieces that we're slicing. Okay. So right now I'm going to use eighth notes, and it basically got all of them. Let me see. If I did quarter notes, it'll probably put stuff on top of each other. And the way I'm doing it is I'm actually right clicking in there. And if I put, let me do eighth notes. So okay, did you just see the notes move? I don't know if you saw it. That's what I wanted to get, the notes to move. I undid it, and now look at those little notes. Let me make them bigger. Hold on. Boom, 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 boom. Those are the notes that I played. I just made them bigger, right? And I'm going to quantize them to eighth notes. I think I just did eighth notes. No, it was quarter notes. My bad. And if you watch the notes, they'll move. See the notes move? They kind of moved. I'll undo it. See, so all the notes moved onto the grid. So I went from 16th, 1/16 or 8th to quarter notes. So only 4 beats a measure. There we go. Only 4 beats a measure. And that will sound like. And so forth. I mean, it was just a crazy line, but I just wanted to make that. So I'm just trying to show you around this software. And this software, this works, every DAW works the same way. It has MIDI regions, audio regions. The coolest thing that we'll get into at a later date is we can actually take voices. Let me see if I can record my voice. I'm using headphones. Okay. All right. And let me mute these guys. And just okay. I hear myself. All right. Hold on. I stopped the recording. I want to go from the beginning. Okay. So if I record my Okay. High low, I know. Okay, so here we go. This is what I just recorded. And I'm going to save it, and you should be able to sync it.
That's on his end.
Hold on one second. I gotta sync. I gotta hit my sync. And now you should be able to get it. So let me turn off this metronome.
You know your wing?
So what I just did was I sang two notes. The reason why I wanted to show you that was because
Brother Douglas?
yes.
You're an echoing. Anybody else hearing echo besides me?
Let me turn. There we go. Is that better?
Yes.
Sorry about that. That again was because I was recording while I'm doing Zoom, so it was feeding back. So okay. So this little puppy has what we call voice transform. So I can actually change the character of my voice.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. Hold on. Okay. And I can actually go in here and it has Atari's auto tune. So I can actually tune my voice to a note. I can, let's go heavy. And we can actually put me on a key. And I don't know what that. I think my mic was picking up the metronome too loud, so it's picking up that click 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 from my headphones. I purposely had the headphones on to stop that, but I think my mic is so strong it picked up my headphones. But you see, I can actually, so this software has just about every feature that the major software companies offer. So we can go into here and we can actually manipulate. That's what I was saying. That's why I wanted to show you this, because this is an audio file. So with an audio file, we can edit actually the notes and everything. The coolest thing, one of the other cool things, I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete all
Little
these.
Douglas, are you using the computer mic or a standalone mic?
I'm using right now a microphone going through my PA and stuff like that, but you can use, I'll send you a video of where they actually use Android phones and Apple phones, and it comes out beautifully. They just, it's better if you have a headphone on it or you have earpieces on it, but you can actually record things right into a phone or anything.
So you can use a
And it
standalone mic
works
as
really
well. You can use
Yes,
like
ma'am.
a plug-in standalone mic.
Yes, ma'am. I am
Okay.
doing it right now. This is the mic I'm using right now.
Okay.
So,
See it.
yep.
Mhm.
It's the same like I brought to the church. Same one like I brought to the church the other day on Sunday.
Right. Okay.
And okay, I want to delete these tracks out. Give me a second. How you doing, Sister Deborah?
Doing fine. I got a question for you.
You snuck
Do
in
you-
on me.
Do you always use the format? Do you use WAV files when you
That was
say
a WAV file.
a WAV file? You
That
like the
was
WAV file?
Yeah, that was a WAV file. WAV files are uncompressed. All right. And that's what a WAV file is. It's a fully uncompressed. You have a couple of different file formats that I can't think of right this minute. I know FAC and what's
MP4.
and what's the Apple version of, what's the other version of uncompressed WAV files? You remember?
I'm not sure, but like when I used to video record a lot of stuff, I would take and do an export of the sermon to an audio format.
Right.
And some versions I found will play on certain devices and some won't, like the MPEG-4.
Yeah, MP.
MPEG. So is the
MP3
WAV
will play
file
on everything.
right? Okay.
The MP3 will play on everything. MP4 is also video, right?
Right.
MP4
It
is
is.
video. It's a compressed video though. So okay, let's go back to building a song real quick. And I wanted to show you one other thing. That's ugly. Okay. Let's do a drum set instead.
I like that.
And then let's build it a guitar part.
So the key's still there.
R&B. I kind of like that, Jordan.
Yeah, pretty smooth.
Huh?
Smooth.
Okay. And let's get a Pastor. We got to have a keyboard part in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can't do it without a keyboard, man.
Like that.
Okay, let's do a bass now, bass line.
So how do you put a stone? You start off with the drums first. It doesn't matter.
Let's go crazy. For just let's do it. Let's see. So I have bass, and let's go with R&B bass line. So I do R&B in there. You can see I added. So it's going to look for R&B bass line. Let's try pop. Bass. Let's try, oops. Not rock, pop. Okay, just for the sake of moving along. The reason why is I want to show you. So the coolest thing about this, everything that we dragged in followed the key, but I can go down here and change the key. So if I don't like that key, it's in an E minor now. So let's put it in, give me let's try G minor.
Okay.
Okay, audio adjustment. It'll do the audio adjustments. So you see we have audio tracks in there too. So it'll change all of the tracks. Isn't that nice?
Mhm.
So everything's in G minor now. So we can change the time. We can change the key. We can go to a major key if we want it. We can change the time signature. So that's at 116 beats per minute. And we can go to, let's say 100.
You are being registered for it. He wants to know, can you modulate?
Yeah, I just did. Oh, you mean, go from, yes. But I just changed the whole, I just changed everything into that whole key. But you mean modulate, like start off with one key and actually end in another key? I got to figure that out. Good question. I believe we could do it, but I gotta figure that out.
You aren't able to just to edit just that region?
Yeah, that's what we have to do. We would have to see pitch change in the region. So we would change. So like we're in G minor now, right? So so if we copy this and then paste this again. And let me see. We're in G minor. So if I went down, where did I come from? I came from, I went from
E.
E.
I went from E, E minor. So we went down a minor third. So we'll go down. Oh, there we go. So we went down a minor third is 3. It's 3 points, right? Yeah. What did I just change? Hold on. So we do that with the audio. What the heck? I'm gonna try it with all of it right this minute. Change pitch down to minor third. I don't know if you get all the MIDI notes. So all I did was highlight everything and just went down a minor third with everything.
Nice.
Good question.
Cool.
So you can make the track longer by copying sections and changing the pitch.
Yes, ma'am. So copy this. But you got to make sure the cursor right here is where you want it to paste it.
Right.
So, and if you notice, you can, down at the bottom, you have this scrolling. You can scroll but also you can zoom in or you can zoom out to see your project.
Gotcha.
So I just zoomed out so I can see it better. I'm saving it. And matter of fact, let me get rid of this. I hear you.
I know how to
So,
sit down. I'm good to
Huh?
go.
so what I just did was I took the first key and I copied it and put it after that.
Mhm.
So you're gonna hear it go back down again. So here's the key.
Nice.
So yeah, that was a good question.
Awesome.
That's what I'm talking about.
Cool.
Yes, great
That's
question.
from a musician's point of view. See, that was a musician that had to ask that question.
Yeah, yeah. Love it. Love it. And I saved it so you guys can sync it. No problem at
Okay.
Cool.
all. Well, other than that, Jordan, what I was telling everybody was that we're gonna send out those the Soundtrap videos
Mhm.
that Soundtrap has, and that'll open up their minds to a whole lot of other things that we can do, that they can do with Soundtrap. And I'm gonna stop sharing. Everybody was on's got that. And so we're gonna send that out. We can send that out this afternoon or this evening. And man, you're fading in and out. What's going on?
Oh yeah, it's the background.
Background.
Somebody went back to the future on you.
But I'm on my phone because my computer wasn't working right.
I know. I'm just messing with you because it looks like you ever see Back to the Future when they did something and they changed it and people start fading away.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's how
so-
mine look like. That's why I don't play with my background. Mine end up looking like Jordan's. I don't play with it because it's weird.
Mhm.
Yeah, you gotta have enough light on you. He doesn't have enough light on.
Oh,
Yeah, you gotta light up the subject. As a subject, like I can, the reason why I keep my background, behind me, much darker than. Oh, here we go. So I can actually. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Nice.
so
mm-hmm.
that's because but you still see like kind of in there.
Yeah.
But if I turn. If I turn on, more lights and stuff like that,
Okay.
then other things start fading away. But this headphone doesn't work too well.
Okay. The more light, the better it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Jordan, are you in the area too, or you're somewhere else?
I'm in Greensboro.
Greensboro. Okay. And you're a musician too. My husband was like, "What does he play?"
Yes. Primarily I'm a trombone player, but I dibble and dabble with piano and bass.